season has started with 3 points. That is the main thing. A lot to talk about from the game, not just the game, even before the game. But the main thing is the season started with 3 points. And obviously with Man City having the opener and winning as well, and in sort of convincing style, getting 3 points. As far as I'm concerned, the title race starts from now. We had to match them every single weekend. Because of what we did last season, every single weekend there's pressure to either match them or to get ahead of them, depending on who's playing first. And look, they started off in imperious form with Haaland obviously bagging a brace, and a couple of unbelievable goals from him. He's just ridiculous. And I was really, really happy to see some of our star players starting off the season so well with a bang. Martinelli, that piece of skill for the first goal. I mean, we've got to start from there. Let me know in the comments below, do you think that he meant to pass it, or do you think he was trying to retain possession of the ball? I personally am going with, I think he meant to pass it. Unbelievable play. And one thing I really liked in the second half as well, he tried something similar and he lost the ball, he got tackled. This was facing the North Bank when we were attacking into the North Bank in the second half. Not a single person in the North Bank complained or groaned or sighed. And I love that because he proved earlier on in the game, sometimes you've got to try something creative, you've got to do something a bit unconventional, a bit of skill, whatever it might be, to just break the deadlock and to get through a defence. And it worked one time, didn't work the other time, but Arsenal fans just kept supporting all throughout the game today. I thought the fans were really, really good, especially when it went to 2-1. Our reaction, obviously frustrated that we conceded, but actually we just got straight back onside, willing the team on to go and see the game out. So, I think that was brilliant, and the team deserved that because last season they were so good. They deserve a bit of support and belief from the fans, and I think we repaid that. Now, in the first half, I thought we did brilliantly the way we started the game. So often I'd come to this ground and we'd be playing teams that I think, on paper people would think we're going to beat, and we'd just act like we've got a God-given right to win. And under Mikel Arteta, we're not doing that. We really did start the game off properly and with intensity. Now, my frustration is after such a good first half, we didn't do that in the second. But first, let's talk about the first half. I thought Timber, I have to mention him because in the Community Shield as well, I thought he was really, really good. And I didn't give him significant praise in that because I thought Saliba was my man of the match and I kind of focused on him. But now, in this game as well, it's unfortunate for him because he got subbed off in the Community Shield, no 90 minutes from there. And obviously in this game, he got injured. So we didn't do 90 minutes again, but I thought he did really, really well. And he seems to have just hit the ground running brilliantly, which is lovely to see. But the injury looks like one of those ones where you start to fear the worst because he was sort of backpedaling. From where I was standing, I didn't see any contact on him. It just seemed like he went down. So something's obviously gone in his knee, and that can be really, really worrying at times. You hope that when a player gets subbed off, it's just an impact injury, that you just a bit of time and that will sort of wear off. But on this one, it looked like something's actually happened inside his knee. So I was really, really kind of like worried about that. Hopefully it's not too bad news. I want Arsenal to have a nice established defence. We saw that last season and it worked wonders for us. As soon as Saliba got injured, then we saw the wobble in our performances. So I want to see an established defence, and already we've got Thomas Partey playing right back. And that's a really interesting one for me. I don't know why that is, but for me, Thomas Partey playing right back, if I'm Tomiyasu, I'm thinking to myself, wow, he really doesn't fancy me. I'm not quite sure why we did that. I'm assuming Gabriel's injured, because if Gabriel's not injured, then why is Arteta tweaking it? I hope he's not doing a pep and overthinking things and stuff. But, I want to see just an established back four. Gabriel Saliba, for me, is one of the best centre-back pairings in the league, and they've got to start. So maybe Gabriel's got a slight knock or something. You can tell me in the comments, because I'm not aware of anything. And yeah, Thomas Partey's not a right-back. Simple as. In fact, you know what? There were moments there where I was thinking, yeah, it's not working for him. And Saka, I thought, did so well. He worked so hard, offering Thomas Partey that support. A few days ago, Ben White was saying that it's a dream to play behind Saka because Saka makes you look good. He worked so hard to support his right back. And what I love about Saka, and I'm going to pull out one moment in the game that really, really embodied this. But he never gets ahead of himself. No matter what he does, he's always willing to work hard. So anyway, next week or next game, I want to see Gabriel and Saliba in the middle together, and I want to see Ben White back on the right wing. How's it going, man? You okay? I want to see Ben White on the right back position, because there's another thing that we really missed out today that worked for us wonders last year, was that little triangle of play between Ben White, Martin Ødegaard and Bukayo Saka. This time Kai Havertz was getting involved quite a lot. And look, let me know what your thoughts were of Kai Havertz's game today, but yeah, I wasn't very impressed, and I view that as a really, really risky signing from Arsenal, especially the money that we spent on him. And I just worry that, that might not work. But listen, it's very early days. All we can do is support him. Hopefully it will work out for him. And clearly he's a talented player, but he's not a physical centre forward. So when we ask him to play down the middle by himself, I don't know, man. I'm nervous that we're going to look back at that and it might not work. But let me know, what do you expect of Kai Havertz? And what's his best position for Arsenal? Where do you kind of want to see him playing, in addition to how you thought he did today? Now, got to talk about Bukayo Saka's goal, because that goal was worthy of winning any game. Annoying thing is, when he did score that, I did not think that was going to be the match winner. I thought from here we'll see the game out, even add one or two more goals. But the fact that that was the match winner kind of tells the story of how the game went after that. First half, brilliant. Second half, we let Forest grow into that game so much. In fact, the first half, it wasn't even a game. It was a walk in the park for us. And for me, it was very, very clear that Forest, they're just, obviously a newly promoted side. It's understandable. And away from home against one of the best teams in the league and Arsenal. But they weren't sharp enough. They weren't quick enough. The only thing that they did do, which you'd expect promoted teams to do, is good in that physical battle. They dominated us in the duels. And in my 5 at 5 tomorrow, I'll go into more detail. But that was why, for me, they came back in the game. Arsenal, I think, mentally switched off and thought the game was won, but Forest dominated us in the duels. So we've got that's one area of our game where I know Arteta focuses on it, but I don't see it on the pitch, because even last season, more often than not, we lost more duels than we won in a game. And look, it's something we need to get much, much better on. Overall though, it's a good day. We've got 3 points. First game of the season, you're never going to be fully in your rhythm, but the main thing is we've got the 3 points. The mess at the start, getting into the ground, Arsenal need to sort that out. But I'm glad that, outside the stadium, it was an absolute mess. Inside the stadium, on the pitch, overall, it was good enough. And special shout out to Martin Ødegaard as well, who I thought when Arsenal went, when we conceded the goal and it was 2-1, the way he stepped up, carried on pressing, started communicating even more with his teammates and took control of the game to try and manage it out for us, I thought he did brilliantly. So well done Martin Ødegaard, well done Arsenal, take care.